He commanded thousands of troops in war-torn African nations. He negotiated with rebels and restored peace where guns once ruled. Tonight, we take you to the quiet village of Mukumu in Eldoret town, home to retired Lieutenant General Ismael Daniel Opande. 21 years after returning to civilian life, the former peace commander lives a quiet life away from the battlefield. But his legacy continues to shape Kenya's military history and Africa's peacekeeping story. Our reporter Walter Nyambaga brings us his journey from the classroom to leading 17,000 troops under the United Nations flag. Take a look.
In this serene environment of Mukumu village on the outskirts of Eldoret town lives a man whose name was once echoed across the battlefields in Africa. Retired Lieutenant General Ismael Daniel Opande. For 21 years now, he has lived away from the uniform after decades of distinguished service in the Kenyan military. Long before this quiet retirement, General Opande was at the center of some Africa's most complex peace missions. He led operations in Liberia, Sierra Leone, Mozambique, and Nigeria, countries torn apart by civil war.
Where did you fight to be given one-star general? You're not even worth, being a corporal.
I had met him before, the small general. Incidentally, I met him again recently. When I say recently, last year.
Hey.
I met him in Liberia, in his own country. I went back to Liberia. He was in charge of a certain area as a rebel.
In Sierra Leone, rebels had unleashed terror. The international community needed a steady and experienced commander. General Opande was entrusted with leading more than 17,000 multinational troops under the United Nations mission. Despite language barriers and cultural differences, he brought cohesion and discipline to the force, combining firmness with diplomacy, what some called carrot-and tactics, to fiercely confront the rebels.
They are disorganizing the country. They are killing, their own people, but they don't want to bring peace. And I use carrot and sticks. Talk to them and say, look, if peace comes, when we resolve this issue and peace comes to this country, you will also be part and parcel of peace, right? But first of all, you must stop doing what you are doing, right? If I want to disarm your troops, I will disarm them.
His calm demeanor and diplomatic engagement led to successful disarmament and withdrawal of weapons. Slowly, peace was restored.
See, these rebels, they are not people that you see every day and you know who they are, unless you're sharp enough to see that. I think I saw this face somewhere else.
But where did this journey begin? General Opande traces his roots to Omabay County in the Nyanza region. Military school in the UK prepared him for a life of service back home. It started in Nakuru.
I was born in Kendu Bay, Gendia mission. That's where I was raised. That's where I first went to school. And then eventually I went to Kakamega, where I did my high school. And then I joined the military. And then that's where I went to the UK and became a military man and came back. And then I grew up in the Kenya Armed Forces up to the time that I retired.
At one point, General Opande was widely viewed as the next in line to become Kenya's Chief of Defense Forces, but in what many described as shifting luck, President Daniel Arap Moi assigned him to lead the Sierra Leone peace mission. Instead, the CDA position went to another senior officer, a move that sparked murmurs within the military circle. Opande sees it differently.
During that time, I was the number 2 to General Tonje as the Vice Chief of General Staff here in Kenya. Mm-hmm. Our troops went there. Before the peacekeeping picked up, mayhem erupted in Sierra Leone. My boss sent me with a delegation, a very senior delegation of government officials, for us to go and find out what is happening in Sierra Leone. So we went to Sierra Leone.
In the mission, challenges encountered were to harden him. He recalls.
There are times when I had to tell the United Nations we need more manpower to do the job. Sometimes we got them, sometimes we didn't. A general is a general. No faint heart. No. If you have a faint heart, you will find it difficult to achieve. But the generals are always, when you reach, there, everything that needs to be done has to be done.
Today, far from the sound of gunfire and military command, General Opande lives a quiet life in Mukumu, in a compound that is illustrative of military honors.
Sierra Leone is one of the largest peacekeeping missions that the United Nations did.
A soldier turned diplomat, a commander who chose negotiation over destruction, his legacy remains echoed in Kenya's military history and in the peace restored across parts of Africa. Walter Nyambaga, Citizen TV, Uasin Gishu County.